So today for my teaching project, I'm going to tell you all you need to know about IUDs. So first of all, we're going to start out what is an IUD. So an IUD is also called an intrauterine device. It is a T-shaped device that is inserted into a woman's uterus, acting as a type of birth control. Now, around 10 to 40% of women, according to family planning providers, will use an IUD. And IUD numbers have are greatly rising, around 900% increase. Now, we need to know how it works. So, how an IUD works is that an IUD will release a hormone called copper or proestrogen into the uterus to stop sperm from affecting an oocyte. Now, there are two different types of IUDs, hormonal and copper. So, first of all, hormonal IUDs are going to release proestrogen into the uterine lining. These IUDs thicken cervical mucus and makes it difficult for sperm to enter the cervix. It also slows down the uterine lining and makes it inhospitable to fertilize eggs. This IUD will last up to around 5 years. Now, copper IUDs are going to be the most commonly used IUD. This IUD releases copper into the uterus. The copper prevents sperm from being able to go into the egg by immobilizing the sperm on the way to the uterus. This IUD can be left in the uterus for around 10 years. Now, I'm going to show you this short little video on IUD insertion and removal. I'm going to talk about how IUD insertion and IUD removal happens. So, before you get an IUD or even think about it, you need to talk to your physician first. Always encouraged because you have to go through a physical examination, which to make sure everything's normal and you don't have any STDs or anything. So the best time to get an IUD inserted is during the menstrual cycle. So a lot of physicians will suggest to take some medication before doing this. So in insertion, you're going to get a speculum placed in the vagina to hold it steady. So I don't have a speculum with me, but if you think about it, it kind of looks like it's like a metal piece, and it's kind of like a gun, but it gives the physician a better look into the vagina. Then the physician will also take a little plastic tube, which is going to hold this, and it's kind of shoot it into the vagina, into the uterus through the vagina, but it doesn't really, it like places it up there and then it releases it. But it's going to go in the vagina and into past the cervix and into the uterus. And it's going to kind of look like this. Okay? So once it's in there, you can return to any normal activities, and women can also use tampons. So during this removal, do not remove it by yourself. Do not always go to a physician. So during this removal, as you can tell, there's little strings that's going to be in the cervix. So this will not go into the vagina. It may look like it right here, but it does not go in the vagina. So during the removal, the physician is going to have a speculum again, and they're going to look into the vagina, and they're going to go up and reach. And they're going to pull. And as they pull, these little flaps right here on the IUD are going to fall down, and they're going to slide right through. And it's going to slide right out of the vagina, and there you go. You don't have any more IUDs. So now we're going to talk about some pros and cons of IUDs. So some pros are going to be that it's going to have long-term protection. Weight gain isn't common. It can be removed at any time. They're very effective. They sometimes can cause lighter periods, and IUDs aren't felt by women or partner during sex. So some cons are going to be that STDs, if gotten, can be worse. The IUD can expel from the uterus. Bleeding after insertion can occur. A lot of people are more likely to be diagnosed with depression, and there is also cramping during and after insertion. These are just a few pros and cons, and there's many more that may occur. So next, I'm going to talk about how to check your IUD. So there's different steps to check your IUD, but first of all, you must first wash your hands with soap and water. Then when you get done with that, you'll push your finger gently into your vagina and reach until you find your cervix. And then you'll feel strings, and those strings will be connected to your IUD. It is also very important to remember here not to pull that IUD out. And the final topic I want to talk about today is how well does the IUD prevent pregnancy and how much does it cost? So the IUD has been shown to be 99% effective in preventing pregnancy, and the cost of IUD without insurance is going to be around $500 to $1,300. The IUD is a great long-term birth control, and it can last up to 10 years. I hope you learned a lot from this, and have a great day.